Hello, BookTube community. Welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. I know I was supposed to do a book haul on Friday, and I did have one or two books to do, but I had a show on the Sunday, and the Friday was like an adult riding camp at our barn that I wanted to partake in, and that involved alcohol, which just didn't put me in the right shape to do a book haul. But now I've got a book haul ready to do, and because my computer is currently getting fixed, I've got time to do the book haul. So here we go. I'll try to get another book haul done this Friday as well. So two of the books I got from Goodreads, and the third book is a little surprise. So the first book I got from Goodreads is an ARC copy of Carl Ove Knausgaard, titled Autumn. I don't know if I read that right. I probably didn't. I butcher names. So this is 28th of August. Now as I write this, you know nothing about anything, about what awaits you, the kind of world you will be born into, and I know nothing about you. I want to show you our world as it is now, the door, the floor, the water tap and the sink, the garden chair close to the wall beneath the kitchen window, the sun, the water, and the trees. You will come and see it in your own way, and you will experience things for yourself and live a life of your own. So of course it is primarily for my own sake that I'm doing this. Showing you the world, little one, makes my life worth living. So it seems like a book of being written to a child before it's born. So that's kind of cool. Forgive the phone. My husband hopefully will get it. Yeah, it looks like my husband will get it. So hopefully that will look pretty good to read. Excited to do that. And I've got another one, another ARC, I guess you call it. The Blind by A.F. Braddy. When the Lines of Sanity Are Blurred. Hate the title, like the cover. Hate it. I think that's hideous. But what can you do? So this one is Sam James has spent years carefully crafting her reputation as the best psychiatrist at TIFL's, Manhattan's most challenging psychotic institution. She believes if she can't save herself, she'll save someone else. It's the savior complex that serves her well in helping patients battle their inner demons, though it leads to Sam down some dark paths and opens her eyes to her own mental turmoil. When Richard, a mysterious patient no other therapist wants to treat, is admitted to TIFL's, Sam is determined to unlock his secrets and his psyche. But she can't figure out why Richard appears to be so normal in a hospital filled with madness. As Sam gets pulled into Richard's twisted past, she can't help but analyze her own life, and what she discovers terrifies her. And so the mind games begin. But who is the savior, and who is the saved? This unexpected and addictive psychological debut, A.F. Braddy takes readers into the psyche of a deeply disturbed woman, desperately trying to keep her head above water, showing that sometimes the most terrifying thing is what exists in your mind. Well, that sounds intriguing. That sounds like something I definitely want to read. But the title, like the cover is horrible. Who thought this was a good idea? Anyway, so I'll add those to my collection. Now the next one, this next one is about is by an author called Mercedes Lackey, who I absolutely adore. She wrote The Dragon Riders of Pern, which I will get into again. But with you guys, I haven't read a series one by one with you guys. I think the closest thing to a series was Pride and Prejudice, which really wasn't a series, it was just a bunch of standalone novels by that author. So I was going to use Dragon Riders of Pern and start reading through that novel by novel, and I think that's what I'll do next, because I've read them and I don't feel like reading them right over again right now. So I found another series by Mercedes Lackey called The Crown of Vengeance, and I guess this is the first book of The Crown of Vengeance. And I'm very excited to read this one, and my plan is I'll read this one through, and then when I'm done this one, I will order the next one on Amazon, continue to read my other books while it shows up, and then when it shows up, read that one next, and just go series by series by series. I'll do an individual book review for each book, and then at the end of the series, I'll do like a series review. So here's this one. This is The Crown of Vengeance, and the blurb about it is written in the covers here, so you'll have to bear with me while I read this. Okay. Mercedes Lackey and James Mallory have created a masterful magical fantasy world filled with elves, demons, unicorns, goblins, men, mages, and warriors. They've explored that world in 6 novels, including the USA Today's bestseller To Light a Candle and the New York Times bestsellers When Darkness Falls and The Phoenix Transformed. Now Lackey and Mallory tell a new story of this world in The Crown of Vengeance. Many legends begin as history, and much history begins with a single person caught up in the extraordinary time. So it is with the great elven queen Velisor of Farcarion. Forgive me, I am not one that does names well. Who was the first to lead the forces of light against the Endarkened. Perhaps the greatest elven mage of all times, Velisar was the first person to ever bond with a dragon. On behalf of her people and to save her world, Velisar worked astonishing magics and paid a heartrending price. But long before those days, Velisar was Varatorth, a young orphan who dreamed of becoming a knight. Varuthar's dream was cruelly ripped from her when she was abruptly banished to the sanctuary of the star to spend her life in service of the greatest mages of the fortunate lands. The sanctuary was Varlisar's prison and Velisar's birthplace, for it was there that she learned that she was not just the last heir of the vanished kingdom of Farcarinon, but also the child of the prophecy whose coming heralded the destruction of the 100 Kingdoms. More, Velisar discovered that she was a mage of an undreamed of power. But magecraft alone will not make Velisar High King over the 100 houses. Her campaign to seize the unicorn throne is a tale of loyalty and betrayal, of love and loss, and of sacrifice and salvation, of moments of humanity in the midst of war, and of the greatest battle of all between light and dark. This sounds really cool, so I'm very excited to try that one, and I will go through book by book with you guys, and we'll experience them together. So thanks so much for putting up with me again for another book haul, and we will go on from there. Thanks, guys.